Hey class, I am back to discuss the difference between a primary and a secondary research source. So I know your textbook does give you a brief definition, and that's probably enough for you to figure it out, but I wanted to give you a practical example because this is very important. The primary research sources that you choose will really drive the review of literature assignment. And then the practitioner or the secondary source that you choose will come in later. So I wanted to show you the difference between a primary and a secondary research source that you can use. Both are acceptable, but primary research is where we want to start. That's really what we want to focus on. Primary research is also called original research. That means that the individuals who are publishing the article are the ones that actually conducted the research. For example, the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research is a journal that publishes original primary research. So any of the articles that you find in here were not only written by that author, but the author actually did the study itself. In other resources, such as news articles or CNN Health or Fox News Health or Sports Science, even to a point, a lot of the articles that are written there are written about research that has been done. That author didn't necessarily perform the research that they're talking about. Another way to look at secondary research sources are in practitioner journals that you will also be familiar with a little bit later in the course. This is an example of a practitioner journal. This is the Fitness Journal. It is a journal for personal trainers or health and exercise leaders. So, for example, an article in here is talking about hip pain and any issues that someone might experience when they have a lot of hip pain. So the information that's given within this article wasn't necessarily performed in a research study by the author. It's just information that he or she found through looking through other primary research sources. These articles are often shorter and a little bit more easy to understand than original primary research. They often give you a practical way to use the information, where the original primary research is just that. It is cut and dry, the actual study that's performed. It describes everything that Chapter 4 describes in detail regarding a thesis, but this is actually in a published form, so just a little different, but same components. You have exactly what happened in the study, who they used, what they found, etc. And so original means it's coming from that author, and that's always the best place to get your information. We wouldn't want to write more hip information from the secondary source that we have. We would want to go right to the primary source first, and then we can create our own secondary source eventually.